What's going on, everybody? It's Ginger on Wheels here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. If you're new, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. We have got the Varla Eagle One 2.0 today. We're gonna be doing a range test on this thing. This is a newish scooter to me, and it's got a really big deck that I just put on it, so I'm excited to ride it around for a long time. Let's roll the intro and get started. All right, so like I said, this is the Varla Eagle One 2.0. It has got a 52 volt system with 20.8 amp hours. Pretty small battery for such a big scooter, but I'm really excited to ride this thing today because we have got the ultra wide deck. The scooter right now, if you buy it, is shipping with these if you're willing to wait an extra couple weeks. It's got dual 1000 watt motors, advertised top speed of 40 miles per hour, and 40-mile range advertised. I think we're gonna get closer to like 20, but we'll see. These grips on here, I just put these on this morning. These are from pevoutlet.com. I really didn't like the stock grips. They're a little too small in diameter for my big hands, but I got everything up here adjusted. We can go ahead and do this now. Got my phone holder here for measuring the range. It's got a nice big headlight on the front, which you can actually angle down, and since it's so high off the ground, it's not going to blind people that are oncoming on the trails. I got my fingerprint lock and a little pouch right here, which has all my tools, a charger, and the NFC card in it. We're working with the 10-inch hybrid tires. I believe these are 160 millimeter disc brakes. Some pretty decent fenders, they'll do. The suspension, I rode it through this little trail here to get here, and it's surprisingly springy. And I had to tune the speed mode down from a start strength of 5 down to 2 because this thing was just like really jerky off the line. Pretty long swing arms in the back, so I don't think we're gonna munch up our rear fender on the suspension here. And this deck, I just put this on in an earlier video. It's like, this is where the deck starts underneath. This is about twice as wide as the stock deck, and it's great for my big feet. It's very comfortable. Check this out. I got size 13 feet, and it's just like the most real estate of any deck. We've got our dual charge ports here. It comes with 2 chargers also. That's important to note. Not a lot of scooters are doing that. We got our folding hook right here, which has a little magnet on the back. It attaches itself to the handlebar right here, so it's not clanging away while you ride. They thought to put a magnet back here. Great job, guys. This is where this piece clasps into down here. To fold the scooter, you just turn this knob all the way to the left. You pull out the safety pin right here, and then the handlebars come folding on down. Very nice design. Similar to the Kukirin scooters we were looking at a couple of weeks ago. We've got full hydraulic brakes, like I said. I've got everything adjusted up here how I want it. The scooter has a full charge, so I'm gonna shut up now and let's go for a little bit of a ride, see how many miles we can get on one full charge with this thing. As far as riding conditions for this test, to start, I weigh 230 pounds all geared up. The scooter had 100% full charge when I left, and the tires were pumped to the recommended 50 PSI. The ambient temperature was 81 degrees Fahrenheit, pretty warm day here in Washington. We also had the scooter in dual motor mode the whole time, and I switched between modes 3 and 4 as needed. I used the cruise control as much as I could and usually locked the scooter in between 20 and 25 miles per hour. There were some speed bursts though of up to 35 miles per hour during some traffic maneuvers. Statistically, 80% of the people who watch my video aren't subscribed, but if you enjoy this type of content, it would really help me out if you click the subscribe button now. Okay, anyway, sit back, grab a snack, and I hope you enjoy the ride. All right, ladies and germs, I've got the cruise control turned on between the giant deck and these really wide grips. This thing is great. We've got the police right here in front of us. This will be a good exhibit of how they don't care. Yep, he's just going the other way. I'm gonna sneak down here onto the bicycle trail. I'm gonna lock it in here at 20 miles per hour on the trail. All you gotta do is turn the cruise control setting on in the P settings of the display. And then when you hold the throttle in the same spot for 5 seconds, it turns on automatically. And now, as you can see, we're locked on at 20 miles per hour. And you don't need the steering damper. It comes with a built-in damper. Everyone complains that you get speed wobbles, but I mean, just lean back. Put more of your weight towards the rear of the tire, or the rear of the scooter, I mean. If you're getting wobbles, you have too much weight over the front of your scooter. Anyway, end rant. Some people swear by steering dampers. I don't need them at all, but to each their own, right? Oh, this is so nice. You can see the bars, they kind of curve up a little bit right here. And I loosened my head bracket and scooted the bars a little farther forward than they normally would be to give myself a little extra space for my arms, so I don't have to have the bars like crammed into my chest. Between doing that, the extra pillowy hand grips that I put on here from pevoutlet.com, and the ultra wide deck, you can see my feet. I'm just like chilling on this scooter right now. Yeah, it's very, very comfortable. I love this thing. This would be an excellent commuter scooter for bigger guys. Like if you're 200 plus pounds and you want a solid commuter's choice, put this on your list. This might be the most comfortable scooter I've ever ridden, honestly. Now that I've got my feet planted exactly where I want them, it is great. And like I said in the intro, this thing comes with a second charger right now and the wide deck. And I did a video on how to install the deck earlier today, so you can check that out too. I'll actually link it in this video right now. See that in the upper right? Yeah, I did that. So in my experience on 60 volt scooters, for every amp hour of battery that I have and the capacity, it equals about 1 mile if I'm doing a range test at, 20-25 miles per hour. But this is a 52 volt scooter. And so we have a 20 amp hour battery, or excuse me, 20.8 amp hour battery, but we're on a 52 volt system. So that means the capacity is slightly less. I'm gonna guess 17 miles of range, 17 to 25, we'll see. Usually the 60 volt scooters are a bit heavier. So again, because they have a bigger battery, which in turn affects the range. Use my little bell. No horn on this scooter, but friendly little bell, perfect for bike trails. You just flick it with your thumb. The scooter has a pretty decent water rating, and this big, huge deck will help keep the water out of the controller compartment and the battery compartment, because it hangs over the edge of the scooter so much. It's also got that extended fender in the rear to help keep the water off you. This is a solid choice for an all-around commuter. The comfort level, you guys, I wish I could translate it better other than saying it's comfortable. It feels plush, it feels heavenly, leisurely even. I just feel like I'm lounging. I barely even feel like I'm scootering. I feel like I'm just standing and floating through the air. And get some specs for you on the suspension, because I'm really curious about the eye-to-eye length. It actually says 2,000 pounds on the springs, so we know what the weight is, but they don't have any rebound damping, so it's not great for high speed, but this is more of like a mid-speed commuter. Sure, it does go 40 miles per hour, but I feel like you'd be pressing your luck going that fast consistently on this thing, and you'd crush the small little battery too. Man, look how nice it is today. Can you even see this? No one on the trail, perfectly blue sky, the lake is calm. This is legit. I'm in full-blown direct sunlight, and all I can see is the battery, the power output gauge, and the speedometer. And I guess I can see the voltage too, 53.5. So we're down 5 volts. I think I'm gonna bank left and go down to the lake and hang out. Sounds fun. Oh, hydraulic brakes. Ooh, that's something I should mention. I forgot to say that earlier. Usually the rear brake is on the left on most scooters. The rear brake is on the right on this scooter. So I'm having to get used to that. Front brake on the left. And it's very important to memorize that before you really start going fast on scooters, because if you accidentally hit the front instead of the rear brake, you're flying over the bars. Nice scooter, the Highboy S2. Wow, this is a great day. I even had to put sunscreen on. Ooh, I'm going downhill. That reminds me, I've got the regen braking mode on level 1 of 2. Look at this weather. Much chillier down here by the lake. This feels nice. All right, I'm gonna try and lock it into, say, 22 miles per hour. Sound good? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're locked on. Just like that. No throttle required. If you've been on the fence about buying a scooter, Varla has some serious discount codes going right now, FYI. I'm sure not everybody is aware. In the description of this video, if you click the more button, I've got an affiliate link to the scooter as well as those codes posted in there. Smells like food. And this is the absolute perfect time of year to buy a scooter. Springtime. You get to enjoy it for 2 whole seasons before you got to put it away and start avoiding rain. My little screw for the folding latch started to come unscrewed. Got to tighten that bad boy down before you start riding. Some cobblestone road here. Can't really even feel it at all. The scooter is so quiet too. Very relaxing day to ride. Ooh, snappy handling. When you turn, the suspension gets compressed down, and when you start to level out, it really bounces you back into straightness. This thing would not be great for high-speed carving. This is definitely like the Comfort Mobile 3000. Or I should say the Comfort Mobile 2.0. Nice. All right, took a little break at the lake. Got the thumbnail. Gonna continue on with the range tests. Let me push the mode button and see how many volts we got going. 53.9 volts left. And according to the gauge up at the top, we have 86% battery. I believe the low voltage cutoff is 42. I don't remember off the top of my head. Nice big hill here. Got to include some hills on the range tests. Gonna lock my speed in at 20 miles an hour again. This thing has such brutal acceleration on the fastest start mode. But now that we're in the start strength of 2, it's much more enjoyable. The Kukirin G3 Pro and G2 Master are both 52 volt scooters with around 1,000 watts. And they didn't have as much get up and go as this thing did. I don't necessarily know that that's good for it, or if it's just extra juicy and down there at the low speed, but it's worth mentioning, right? I guess this is marketed as an off-road scooter. I probably wouldn't take it off-road though with the wide deck. Makes you a lot less nimble. I'm more likely to clip it on things, but it's good to know that it's got the torque. The suspension on this thing is just so pillowy. It almost feels like a trampoline. Perfect for low speed rides and maybe riding up to 30 miles per hour. The 30 to 40 mile per hour range, like I said, probably gets pretty sketchy pretty quickly though. Yeah, and carving, it doesn't do carving very well. It's hard to say exactly what it is. It feels like the suspension on the front compresses down so much that when it starts to go back to straight, it just makes it really unwieldy. All right, going downhill now. We got the cruise locked on at 20 miles per hour, but the scooter's going 25, so it doesn't like automatically brake for you or anything, which is good to know. Which means it'll slow down up hills and speed up downhills. Still faster than the traffic though. Oh, we're up to 29 now. Got a 10 mile per hour boost from gravity. All right, I'm gonna turn right here. I'm gonna go through some less busy roads. Down to 52 volts. Good to know. Did I remember to start the tracking software again? Oh my gosh. It's paused. Shoot. Okay, we're gonna add an extra mile onto the end because I'm a dum-dum and forgot to turn on the tracking software after my break. My bad. Anyway, this is such a chill road. Speed limit's 25. There's hardly any traffic ever. Carving on this scooter feels so weird. We need some rebound damping on the front suspension. That would help a lot. I remember when cruise control was first coming out on scooters, some of the really, really early ones from a few years ago, you had to hold the throttle perfectly still for 5 seconds before it would lock on, and it was almost impossible. This one seems like it's got a little bit of play for you. You can modulate it a little tiny bit and get away with it. It'll still lock the cruise on. I'm loving this deck. Whoa, didn't even see that thing. Big tree in the road. Anyway, I'm loving the deck. I never really realized till I get home how tiring it is having to prop or brace your back foot up against on the footrest when you're really riding fast or if you're riding off-road. You gotta kind of triangulate your body weight and push against the bars and the rear foot plate to stay on the scooter. But with this one, I'm literally just standing, and I've got all the real estate in the world to stand. I can even stand with my feet just like completely like this. Oh, this feels kind of weird. I've never ridden like this before. This is odd. Okay, I need to stand a little bit sideways. So when you turn the cruise control on, in the upper left of the display, hopefully you can see that, there's a little blue dial that shows up. That's how you know you've got your cruise locked on. And the green gear icon right there means we're in dual motor mode, which I'm just realizing is probably something I should have mentioned in the beginning of the video. We're in dual motor mode. All right, I'm gonna speed up a little bit. 19, 20 miles an hour, is feeling a little slow today. I've been having a ton of fun recently on the GTR off camera, so I'm used to going like 50, 60 miles an hour. I've been out off-roading the GTR a lot on my own time just so I can kind of get better at it. You guys probably saw my crash on that thing when I first got it, right? That was humiliating. But I'm getting my chops. We're doing pretty good. I've also got that enormous e-bike to get used to, the E-Ride Pro SS. That thing's just a whole new beast I gotta learn to tame. Ooh, e-brake, feeling strong. Weird. Oh, maybe it's because the voltage is lower. I'll bet you that's it. When you've got high voltage, you're near full charge, it won't give you as much e-brake because it doesn't want to damage the battery. I never knew it could even do that. New to me, but the e-brake is a lot more powerful now that we're down near 70% battery. Oh, I've got a bug in my shirt. Oh my God, that was awkward. All right, well, I am like halfway through my second GoPro battery, so I'm gonna just keep on cruising and I'll come back when the battery's around like 20%. I'll let you know if I learned anything new or if anything exciting happened, and we can all watch the scooter battery run out of juice together. I can give you guys a quick update. This thing came loose again, so you really gotta crank on that thing to get it to not come loose while you're riding. It's a little worrying. I have it really cranked down now, so if it comes loose again, we'll know it's a flaw, but for now, it's probably just my fault. All right, well, I've had the cruise locked on at 25 for a while now on this chill bike trail. We're down to 50 volts. I think we've probably gone about 12 or 13 miles. Still says we have 64% battery, so this thing might get a lot better mileage than I initially suspected. 25 isn't low speed either. This is a pretty nice clip. Plus, I was drafting earlier behind one of those spandexy bikers. He was going 25 too. That's a good way to save battery. Wow! Everyone gives me crap about riding on this trail because I go too fast apparently for them. 25 is too fast for the trail, but we got little mini Lance Armstrongs going like 30 down this thing on their road bikes. All right, I'm gonna incorporate just a tiny bit of off-roading onto this range test because I'm curious. Ooh, very bumpy, surprising for how plush the suspension is. Doesn't do well off-road. I wouldn't have guessed that. It feels so bouncy when I'm riding just on the straight. I guess 2,000 pound springs is not great for off-roading. You need to go with like 1,800 or 15. This thing is marketed as an off-road scooter too. How can that be? How can it be that bumpy? Don't get me wrong, you can ride it off-road, but it's not comfortable. I wouldn't market this thing as an off-road scooter. I can feel a lot of the vibrations going straight through my bent knees right up into my head. Whole head's gerbling around. Gerbling? Is that a word? Is that a thing? Oh, wow. Not great off-road. Never would have guessed it. If you would have asked me up until now, I would have told you this thing will do fine off-road, but I had not ridden it off-road. Never judge a book by its cover, I guess. So this scooter clearly is for bigger people or commuters who are they just want a nice relaxed ride at like 0 to up to 25 or 30 miles per hour on road. This isn't for extreme hardcore off-roaders or people who want to be carving down the street at 35. I would look for something else. Bummer, but really only a bummer if you like doing that kind of stuff like me. If you don't have a screw loose and you're just looking for a nice responsible ride, bing, bang, boom, 1,500 bucks, here you go. All right, we're gonna lock it on to 25 here. Oh shoot, the GoPro battery's probably dying. I gotta go. I'll come back when the scooter battery's down at 20%. I forgot I said that. I honestly don't know what I did to deserve a day like this, but this is the best day I've had in a long time. There's no wind, the lake's all calm. There's barely anybody on this trail that's normally flooded with walkers and joggers and screaming kids and mini Lance Armstrongs with their spandex. This is just perfect. It's literal t-shirt weather. We're on the most comfortable scooter of all time. I think in the future when I'm on my deathbed or I'm like really scared or something and they say, just imagine put yourself in your happy place. This is my happy place right here. I'm living it. I'm living the dream right now. This trail goes on for like 10 miles though. And I don't have that much battery because that means 20 miles, including the way back. So I think maybe I'll go another mile and then I'll turn around. Voltage is down to 47 volts. It says we have 41% battery. I don't know if that math is mathing very well though. The only thing that could make this day better right now is if I had some friends with me. But most of the people I know that would be able to ride are at work right now. Bummer. Man, I want to jump into this lake so bad. Just take my clothes off, hop the fence and jump in. But we got a job to do. We're range testing. If you're looking for an extra comfortable mid-range cruiser, look no further. This Varla Eagle 1 2.0 is sweet. I never even stopped to think how much nicer it would be to have a bigger deck on a smaller scooter, but it is perfect. Take another little break here, get some water, and then turn around, head home, and hopefully run out of battery on the way home. Still have 60% battery when we're stopped though. Wild. 22 miles so far. I was way off on my range estimate. This is probably going to be closer to 30. I guess they weren't too far off with their 40-mile advertised range. This was looking too good to be true. The battery just went down from like 27% down to 12%. I've got 29 miles on it so far, but don't use this battery, the percent readout in the upper right. Hit the mode button or the power button twice. It'll go to the voltage. We're at 43 volts. Trust the voltage, not the actual percent reader, because I'm afraid I'm gonna run out of battery right now just getting home. Oh, I got a giant hill to go up too. This is not looking good. What a bummer. Maybe I'll just slow it down. Yeah, just by going slower, I can raise the voltage from 42 to 43. I might just have to crutch it home at like 15, 20 miles an hour. Oh, it just went to 0% battery. It just went down to 0. I think I'm gonna have to walk a mile uphill to get back to my house. Oh my God. Now it's back up to 20. Unreal. This is, okay, well, wow. What an outrageous bummer. All right, I'm locked in at 12 miles an hour. Joy. The only scooter that's actually had an accurate battery percentage readout was the first generation of the InMotion RS. It had a sweet battery gauge. I don't know why they got rid of that thing. And then there's a bunch of scooters that have battery percent readouts like this one, but it just went down to 0 again. Oh my, oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. I guess I could call the range test here because I literally can't go above 20 miles per hour and I'll just hang out down here and charge. That sucks. I'm gonna be hanging out at the park for an hour or so. Oh well, gotta do what you gotta do for science, right? That's crazy. The battery gauge literally goes from 17 when I'm stopped down to 0 as soon as I go 10 miles per hour. Yeah, low voltage cutoff, and we're at 41.9. Okay, well, that sums up the range test, I guess. I hope these outlets are on. We'll see, I guess. Good thing I got my handy dandy scooter pouch, complete with charger. And I was able to fit a whole set of Allen wrenches in there too. Got my PEV outlet Allen wrenches. All right, let's see if this thing's on. Oh, it is on, okay. Looks like we're charging here for a bit, folks. All right, thanks for sticking it through to the end of another range test video. With battery gauge got down to 0%, so I'm plugged in and charging, but let's go ahead and look at the software I was running to see exactly how far we went on this range test. Thanks again for watching, I'll see you next time. All right, well, it's time for the blooper reel. Plugged it in and charged at the park for an hour, and the voltage went up to 49 volts, stopped, and this was at 56% on the battery meter. And I thought, oh, okay, I can make it the couple miles home to my house. I went about a half a mile and the scooter started flashing 0% and 42.5 volts. So if they had some nice quality LG high discharge cells in here, this would be a totally different story, but you can't trust the voltage readout or the battery gauge on the scooter. So I would say be conservative. This is an excellent scooter if you only have to go 25 miles and you just want a really comfortable ride on a nice big scooter. But if you have to go over 20 or 25 miles without charging, don't. Get another scooter. The Varla Eagle One Pro, not 2.0. That has a 4 amp hour bigger of a battery, but I'm skeptical that the cells are any higher quality. So that's why this thing is so cheap, in case you're wondering. But as long as you don't need to go that far, this is an excellent choice. If you do need a really nice, big, comfortable scooter that doesn't need to go over 25 miles per charge, you can use the link in the description and the coupons to pick up one of these, because I still do recommend the scooter, just not if you have a long way to go. If you enjoy this type of content and you find it useful and valuable, please subscribe to the channel, or maybe step it up a notch and subscribe to my Patreon. That would be awesome. Okay, that's it. I'll stop complaining for now. I'll see you in the next video.